Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, please, we'll chant the shloka. You can repeat after me. Text 6, chapter 5, text 6. Sanyasastu mahabaho. Sanyasastu mahabaho. Dukhamaptum ayogataha. Dukhamaptum ayogataha. Yoga yukto munir brahma. Yoga yukto munir brahma. Nachirena digacchati. Nachirena digacchati. Sanyasastu mahabaho. Sanyasastu mahabaho. Dukhamaptum ayogataha. Dukhamaptum ayogataha. Yoga yukto munir brahma. Yoga yukto munir brahma. Nachirena digacchati. Nachirena digacchati. Sanyasastu mahabaho. Sanyasastu mahabaho. Dukhamaptum ayogataha. Dukhamaptum ayogataha. Yoga yukto munir brahma. Yoga yukto munir brahma. Nachirena digacchati. Nachirena digacchati. Anyone wants to chant?
Sanyasastu mahabaho.
Sanyasastu mahabaho.
Dukhamaptum ayogataha.
Dukhamaptum ayogataha.
Yoga yukto munir brahma.
Yoga yukto munir brahma. Nachirena digacchati.
Sanyasastu mahabaho.
Sanyasastu mahabaho.
Dukhamaptum ayogyataha.
Dukhamaptum ayogataha. Yoga yukto munir brahma. Nachirena digacchati. Anybody else?
Sanyasastu mahabaho.
Sanyasastu mahabaho. Dukhamaptum ayogataha. Yoga yukto munir brahma. Nachirena digacchati.
Sanyasastu mahabaho.
Sanyasastu mahabaho.
Dukhamaptum ayogataha.
Dukhamaptum ayogataha.
Yoga yukto munir brahma.
Yoga yukto munir brahma.
Nachirena digacchati.
Nachirena digacchati. Anyone else? Okay. So please repeat after me. The translation by Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Merely renouncing all activities, yet not engaging in the devotional service of the Lord cannot make one happy. But a thoughtful person engaged in devotional service can achieve the supreme without delay. We'll also chant text 7. and then we can go for discussion points. Please repeat after me. Yoga yukto vishuddhatma.
Yoga yukto vishuddhatma.
Vijitatma jitendriyaha.
Vijitatma jitendriyaha.
Sarva bhutatma bhutatma.
Sarva bhutatma bhutatma.
Purvanapi na lipyate.
Purvanapi na lipyate.
Yoga yukto vishuddhatma.
Yoga yukto vishuddhatma.
Vijitatma jitendriyaha.
Vijitatma jitendriyaha.
Sarva bhutatma bhutatma.
Sarva bhutatma bhutatma.
Purvanapi na lipyate.
Purvanapi na lipyate.
Yoga yukto vishuddhatma.
Yoga yukto vishuddhatma.
Vijitatma jitendriyaha.
Vijitatma jitendriyaha.
Sarva bhutatma bhutatma.
Sarva bhutatma bhutatma.
Purvanapi na lipyate.
Purvanapi na lipyate.
Please repeat after me the translation. One who works
One who works
in devotion,
in devotion,
who is a pure soul,
who is a pure soul,
and who controls
and who controls
his mind
his mind
and senses,
and senses,
is dear to everyone,
is dear to everyone,
and everyone
and everyone
is dear to him.
is dear to him.
Though
Though
always working,
always working,
such a man
such a man
is never entangled.
is never entangled.
Okay, so welcome all to this Saturday evening program on the Bhagavad Gita. I don't think we need to use the mic, right? Pretty audible. Unnecessary why put load on my throat and your ear. So, okay, text 6. So this chapter is all about renunciation, and the aspect of karma yoga will come also in this. So what is text 6 talking about? First, one should renounce all activities, and when you are renouncing activities, if you are not engaging in devotional service, then one will not be happy. Whoever it is, devotee, sannyasi, neophyte, advanced, doesn't matter. If the Lord is not present in your renunciation, one will not be happy. Then one who engages in devotional service will achieve the Supreme Lord, right? If there is one line, if I have to summarize this, the door is summarizing. Okay, so I was listening to a lecture of Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj. So somebody was asking him a question. When I started Krishna conscious, everything was blissful. Everything. If I have to chant one round, somebody gives me a service, I'll run and do it. One round of chanting will keep me in a very blissful state. But slowly, everything I have taken for granted. I am not feeling that bliss and ecstasy. So when I asked the same question to Vibhav Krishna Prabhu, he told that is because when we start Krishna consciousness, everyone is a great devotee in our mind. Everybody, right? Whomever we meet, we think they are greater devotee than us. Once you spend 2-3 years, then you start judging the devotee. So when you chant, so Krishna takes away the bliss because we keep judging the devotee. So Maharaj said, we have not given space in our heart to Krishna. That is why we are not feeling the bliss. It's a personal experience for me. My greatest bliss in Krishna consciousness was between year 2 and year 6. The 2 to 6 years was, meaning everything is blissful. Slowly everything becomes a burden because we take this for granted. The heart is closed to the Supreme Lord. It is not that if you ask, is your heart closed? No, no, my heart is open. If the Supreme Lord wants, he can come. That is not the point. The heart is dirty though. So Krishna will not come and sit in that. Then it's like judging. Oh, I don't want to do this. How do I give this service to somebody else so that I don't have to come to the center and do this? We find excuses not to serve the Lord. Sometimes we don't want to serve the Lord, or maybe your material situation is such. It does not matter. But the truth of the matter is, because of that, we lose the bliss of chanting. So when we are chanting at the most one mantra, then suddenly somebody will pop up in our head when we are chanting, trying to prevent the bliss. Whoever it is, maybe your boss, maybe your spouse, sometimes your children, because you are struggling, at least they are struggling. Until they are probably 6th or 7th standard, still there is hope. Even if they get 60-70%, theek hai, chota bacha. After 8th, if he still continues, then the stress is on the parents. The Prabhuji at least will focus on his work. The Mataji will start studying for the child. And the Mataji is now angry at the Prabhuji. Why? He is not as angry or as anxious as she is as far as the child is concerned. Whereas the Prabhuji is like, DK, something he will do. How dare you can say that? So when I told, I know I'm going to not get dinner after telling this. So, center vegan. So same thing happened with my son. And I was like, something you will do, don't worry. So my wife called me Hiranyakashipu. Before every class, she will tell, don't tell anything that is happening now. Somehow the events, come up like that. So this renouncement is like plucking a weed out of the land, and then you make it barren. If you pluck the weed out of the land, make it barren, the weed will grow again. You should make it barren and then plant fruits, vegetables, good trees and all that. So then the weeds will be less and then you can remove them. So 2 things should happen. Renouncing is like plucking the weeds from the heart. Then adding bhakti into us is like planting all the trees. Both should happen. If we don't worry about renouncement at all, simply plant good trees, the weeds will automatically wither away and you will become detached. Or you will become fully attached to the Supreme Lord. And that is what is our whole objective. If we don't engage in the devotional service, we cannot be happy. That is what this text is also saying. Fine, you can renounce whatever you want, all that you can do, but if you are not engaging in devotional service, one cannot be happy. Maharaj Ambarish was a great example of this, engaging in devotional service. Everything, the beauty of Maharaj Ambarish is every single thing he engaged in devotional service. His mind was at the lotus feet of the Lord. He used to walk to the temple. Hands were used only in decoration. So everything, or every single sense was used in the service of the Lord. See, it is difficult. I'm not telling that from tomorrow onwards everybody can use all our senses in devotional service. Directionally, we should go there. So how do you, I was listening to another lecture. Directionally, how do you know you're progressing? Okay, we are chanting, 10 years we are chanting, 20 years we are chanting. But how do you know you're progressing? So, one Maharaj was saying, if you are not progressing, you will start finding fault in other devotees. When you progress, your focus is only on your devotional service. When you are regressing in Krishna consciousness, your focus is always on others and you will start finding fault in their devotional service. Everybody has a problem in practicing devotional service. Whose devotional service is perfect? Tell me. And nobody knows what the Lord wants. Meaning, we all know what the Lord has written. But we don't know. We all think we are a better devotee than somebody else. At least externally, even if we don't tell. So, Jagat Sakshi Prabhu was saying, our life is making the journey from being a selfish person to a selfless person. That's the journey of our life. It should be. But he said, but this ISKCON devotees has a special stage. That is covered selfishness. What does it mean? We are selfish, but we will not show to others. Right? So, but that is the point here. The point is, nobody is perfect. We are, of course, we are having covered selfishness. Yes. Who is selfless here? We are trying. Correct? That is all it is. Nobody has any right to point fingers at others that your devotional service is not good, except Guru. And Guru is the only person who can point out, maybe your mentor, right? But that is for your growth spiritually. Otherwise, when we are regressing, this is what will happen. The bliss goes away. Why bliss goes away? This is what another person was talking. So this was more a material podcast. I listened to some finance podcast. See, we are if you really see, right, a lot of people have enough wealth. Maybe compared to others, we are not doing great, but we have enough wealth. We have a good roof over our head. We can feed 3 times a day without any worry and all that. So he was saying, even 50 years ago, you will not get hot water from the tap. Everybody used to take bath in cold water without complaining. We are now, the world is now at a stage where there is a lot of material comfort, but still people are not happy. So our happiness quotient is how well we are doing materially minus our envy. It's a beautiful point. Why are we not happy even with all the things? It all depends upon our level of our envy. If your envy is, okay, if I do this, it's wrong. If your envy is so high, it will bring our happiness quotient. Because whatever you have is not enough. How will you be happy? So when you engage in devotional service, this envy quotient will slowly become zero. Then this happiness quotient should be what it is. If you are not able to bring down the envy quotient, and when we are going down in KC, this envy quotient will go up. That's why fault finding. If somebody is praised, we find it difficult to accept. Why am I not praised? Did I do the same level of service? No. All that I will not think. I should get benefit or credit. This is natural. This is how we live materially. We come to the spiritual activities with that same mentality because we are all work in progress devotees. Nobody can claim here that we are a devotee, right? We are all a work in progress. Because we are a work in progress, what we should be is we should be aware of these things that is pulling us down. When we are aware of all these things that is pulling us down, we can work on it. But if we think we are all well-formed devotees, then improvement is difficult. We always have to give an higher taste, higher engagement to the mind, because otherwise the mind is like a small child. Have you ever tried telling no to a child? Have anybody? I mean, it could be your own child, it could be your niece's, nephew, child, whatever, right? Try telling no to a child. Okay? If you tell, sit down, do nothing, don't touch anything, this has become dirty, wall has become dirty, don't paint on the wall. What should the child do now? The child does not know what to do. And he will not stop. If you say sit down, He will stand up and see what you are going to do. And let me see now. Okay, then how you manage him? Some people, okay, I should not hit the child. Okay, fine. Okay, keep quiet. Then he will start singing, ah, and you do. Just to test your patience. So, it is said that if your child is climbing a tree, if you tell him, don't fall down, don't fall down, don't fall down, he'll fall. You have to tell him, hold on to the tree. We have to change our engagement with our child to use positive words. One psychologist was saying, your mind does not know whether you're telling the mind seriously or for in humor. So when you say to yourself that you're a failure, your mind will start believing that. Then your energy is the energy of a failure. So we have to be very careful what we are feeding inside. We have to be very careful what we are feeding to our children. We are also trying as parents, right? I mean, our today we are telling, oh, father should be there, father should be there father should come to all the events of the child and all that. When we were growing up, if we come from school and if our father is at home, then we'll keep our head like this. We don't want our father to be there. That is how we grew. But when we reinforce things to our child which are negative, the child will start believing in it. If you are reinforcing things to yourself, you will start believing in it. We should always give a better engagement to our mind. Otherwise, it is very difficult. It is just a spiral, right? Negative spiral keeps on going until somebody interrupts and manages it. So we shouldn't do that. It is fine. Don't worry about what others are thinking. What we think about ourselves is the most important thing. So our senses are like this active child. You can't restrain it. You have to engage the child. The problem with us and our children is the amount of energy they have, we don't have. So at some point, we want them to wind down. So do nothing. Because naturally, okay, give him a pen and paper and see whether he's drawing there. But he'll find it more interesting to draw on the wall because you tell him not to do it. So when we say don't, that is what the child wants to do. Arjuna, in the starting of Bhagavad Gita, what he wanted to do? He wanted to withdraw from the battle. He said, I will not fight. I will give up my kingdom. I will give up everything and I will live by begging. After hearing Bhagavad Gita, that is when he said, Karishye vachanam tava. Right? Whatever you say, I will do, O Krishna. But otherwise, Arjuna was also in this same mode. That is, he was thinking, his desire was not like active desire, but what will happen to my family, all this kingdom, what will happen? And he had so many other reasons why he will not fight. And he wanted to go to this path of renunciation. I will give up everything and go and beg. Because I don't want to make that decision now. This decision is not correct, beyond my capacity to make that decision. I don't want to fight and take the bad name. How many people will I kill? Then Krishna said, you do it for me. Nothing changed, right? All the gurus were there, battlefield, everybody was assembled, all of them were there. His consciousness changed. Nothing else changed. What happened after the absorption of instructions of Sri Krishna on the Gita? His consciousness changed. We can be in the most dire material situation. If we change our consciousness, we can still be happy. I can sit here and tell it is very difficult to practice because we are worried about our image. One is truly free materially when one does not care about what others think about us. Purely materially. We are worried about what others think about us constantly, and that keeps us constantly unhappy. So when there is what we want society thinks as failure, when you start thinking, then we convince ourselves that we are failures. So we should, while spiritually we are doing, this should go hand in hand. It's not that, why put us down ourselves? There is no need. There is only one person who is going to look at you at the end of your life. Everybody is in the same boat. The person whom you are thinking is the greatest man alive, he will also with you in front of Yamadharma Raja. So what is the difference? But that realization is difficult. That is what is the covering that we have. So we have filters. Every message is filtered in our ear or in our heart and is processed. So then the filter will determine how we are receiving the message. When we are talking, if you go and attend any communication, seminar and all that, it is not about what you say. It is if the other person has received what you want to say. Because we always think, I have said it to him. Are you sure whether that person received the same message you wanted to convey? You don't know what filters he has got. You might have used any word and he might have completely misinterpreted that word. So human beings are very complex to deal with. So the easiest way is, okay, if I don't have to deal with anybody, I'm the most happy, right? But the moment I have to deal with people, it's trouble, because you don't know from where the issue will come. People might get upset because you said something. You deal with it every day, day-to-day basis in our work. Somebody or the other is upset because we told something, in a common meeting especially. Right? So, but that is the way the mind works. So this renunciation, like change in place, sitting in a mountain or sitting in solitude, it will not work. It's like if you're just going and sitting in some other mountain or a place where we can't interact with people, it's like in a railway platform, you're standing with all your luggage and you took the same luggage and went to platform number 5 from platform number 1. That's not going to make your life easy. You still carry your baggage. If you are able to leave your baggage that it has created in your mind, then you will be free. So in this text talking, what is proper renunciation then? Srila Rupa Goswami is saying, he's teaching, he's saying, it's called Yukta Vairagya. What is that? Do not reject anything because it is material. Everything material use in the service of the Lord. Prabhupada never rejected anything material. Anything he got, he engaged in the service of the Lord. So Rupa Goswami is saying that because the other renunciation, if you're not engaging, is called dry renunciation. It is difficult. We have discussed many times. So everything that we get. But if you want to engage everything in the service, first we should align with our service with our Guru. Everything should be according to Guru Sadhu Shastra. In our heart, we should have a genuine purpose. So, Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj says 3 things how to increase our devotional service: intention, attention, and action. Your intention should be that I want to improve my Krishna consciousness. You have heard everything about how to chant properly. But if you still sit and chant with your mobile, who can help you? Which means unless our intention is there to improve, then we pay attention to everything. That is the instructions and the chanting and all that. Then that should reflect in the action. Whatever we do in the service of the Lord. That is how we are going to increase our spiritual progress. So when we have aligned all this, when we do these things, then we can engage in devotional service. So Prabhupada said, real renunciation means giving up dependence on material conditions and becoming dependent on Lord's mercy. That is all. Meaning surrender. So the surrender word is again easy. Surrender means whatever the Lord gives, I will take it. And that does not mean that He is going to give you only all positive things. But that is what true surrender means. Even when the negative things are coming your way, Lord has a bigger plan. When that faith is there, then we can make progress. Right? That is the faith that we have to build. Haridas Thakur was such a renounced person. So when they all conspired with sending a prostitute to entice him, he simply converted her into a devotee. He was fully renounced, right? What was he doing? 22 hours of chanting and 2 hours for whatever day-to-day existence. Completely, there's nothing. There was a mat in his place of residence. And he converted somebody who has come to entice him into a devotee. Bilvamangal Thakur, when he went to that Chintamani's house, who was another Devadasi or a prostitute as we call it, on the day his father died, the river was flooded because of a storm. The storm was raging. He caught hold of a corpse and crossed the river without realizing he caught a corpse. He caught hold of a snake and climbed the building of Chintamani. And after seeing Bilvamangal Thakur, Chintamani told him, if this determination you had in Krishna consciousness, do you know where you would be? When Bilvamangal Thakur wrote a book after hearing those words, he was shocked. Somebody directed him towards a path of devotional service. Even on the path of going to Vrindavan, he got attracted to another lady and he plugged his eyes out. He made himself blind because he couldn't control that sense. And in the book he wrote, I offer this to my first guru, this prostitute Chintamani. Because that instruction touched his heart. So these are all people who made the change, who switched. When we hear some instruction, we have to act on that. We can't hear this and leave it, no? That's how you listen, there is a thing, right? The message should go here. Of course, it will go to the brain, it should go and sit in your heart. And we should follow. That is the only way to make progress. When we are sick, there are things we should not do and there are things we should do. Things we should not do if we practice, which means like they will tell, okay, don't take this food, don't take that, this. Things we should do is take this medicine. Both should happen. Then only we will become healthy. If you want to become spiritually healthy, renunciation also should happen, devotional service should also happen. The things that you should not do, but the things you should do, you should do. Then we will spiritually progress. Jagat Sakshi Prabhu told, you have to make your intentions sharper. Your intentions have to be sharp, not like loose intention. It's like a pencil. The pencil is like, it's got a lead, it's covered with wood. Unless you sharpen it, you can't use it. When our intentions are sharp, then we can use in spiritual service. Because even in spiritual service, somebody might not be happy, or we think that somebody is not happy with us. Whatever. So Jagat Sakshi Prabhu says, look, there are 3 types of people. People who will not bend, they will break. People who will bend too much, they will lose a lot of things. But the people who are like an elastic band, however you stretch them, they will come back to the middle. We have to be like people with that elastic band. You might get stretched, positive direction, negative direction. Quickly, we have to come back to the middle, the center, the balance. Then we can make progress. People will praise you. No, I am the greatest person in the world. If you travel down that path, where will you stop? Somebody might curse you. And if you believe him and go down that rabbit hole, then what will happen to your sadhana? That voice will constantly eat you. This voice will constantly puff your ego. Leave everything and come to the center. In this travel from selfish to selfless, Jagatsakshi Prabhu told a very beautiful story. He said, in a village there was a very poor guy. Poor guy means who will take care? Nobody will tell you in namaste. He will be invisible. We always want, the most common thing is we want to associate with famous people, right? People who are in the limelight, people who are prominent. Who wants to associate with the poor man? Nobody wants to. By the mercy of Lord, he got some treasure, something. He became the wealthiest man in the village. Suddenly, everybody wants to talk to him. They are coming and tell, Namaste, Sarji. How are you? Whom people he does not know, who completely ignored him, completely indifferent to him. Then, interestingly, whenever people used to say all these things, he will tell, okay, I will convey. Everybody is saying, okay, I will convey. His wife was very curious. They are telling Namaste to you, you are telling I will convey. To whom are you going to convey? Huh? They are not saying Namaste to me. They are saying Namaste to my money that I have got, wealth. So I will convey it to. That is the nature of the world today. Huh? He is truly renounced because he didn't have anything. Prabhupada many times he tells in the lecture, by the mercy of my Guru Maharaj, Lord Krishna took away everything I had. He is not saying that as a complaint. He said that I lost everything. Then I went to the US to spread Krishna consciousness. I mean, like I've told this in lecturers, the first thing I pray to Gaurnitai, my Gaurnitai is don't do all these things. I cannot take it. So, Gaurnitai knows, the Lord knows how much pressure he has to apply on each of us. So that, see, what does not kill you makes you stronger. That's the principle. Everybody should take some pressure, but every pressure makes you stronger and stronger until you can take all the anxiety for Krishna. So, see, 6:45. I have prepared a lot more, but then they'll block here. So okay, there's one question. If there is one thing, so the takeaway, this is the takeaway thing. Okay, I want all of you to think and answer this question. If there is one thing you want to renounce in your life, what is that?